beauty product, period, on the market. And here, for just what, 1,600 of you, are you able to get the hottest tool. Jamie O'Bannon is our very special guest. She's the co-founder, along with her father, Dr. Terry James, who created GlowPro, and actually her father created some of the most beautiful beauty brands there are, the most luxurious formulas in the world, where you're spending $600, $700 a cream. Microneedling we've loved and adored because we're able to open up channels in our skin and our skin plump and fill those spaces. We're now able to do it in the privacy of our own home with the biggest buzz right now, sold in Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom's, Bergdorf Goodman for $200, just the device. One roller head. Today, Jamie's doing this, not only the $200 device in the new rose gold packaging, she's also including a new eye roller so we can really get up in there and really address those lines and wrinkles. It's $35.80. You look stunningly beautiful. Oh my gosh,
well, our blush, because we're blushing. So excited for the launch of our new rose gold. Is it not amazing?
Gorgeous.
So amazing. Girls, if you have not heard about microneedling, if you have not taken that leap, you are reading about it everywhere. It is the #1 celebrity treatment being done by all of the beauty girls. It's called microneedling. My father patented the microneedling process 12 years ago. After our patent issued, we moved from the clinical space into retail. We're sold at Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Bergdorf Goodman, Harrods, the #1 selling beauty tool, which I am so humbled by, but that's because of you, and it's because it works. So what we're talking about today is a process that is totally painless. You do it 1 minute a night, at least 3 times a week, literally as long as it takes to brush your teeth. And what it does is create thousands of painless microchannels in the skin, tricking your skin to think that it's been really had this deep stimulation. Think about it, Amy. Why does a man's skin look younger than a woman's?
Exfoliation.
Yes, he shaves. He shaves every day. Well, what about if we didn't just go horizontal? What if we went vertical? This is the only tool that actually opens to create microchannels in the upper layers of the skin through vertical exfoliation. Look at these results.
I know.
This is after just 3 minutes a week for a month. Think about that. 3 minutes a week for a month, so that's about 12 minutes of use total to get results like this.
Jeez.
And isn't that amazing?
I mean, this is the biggest talked about buzz tool there is.
Look
what GlowPro is able to do, think about it. When you go to a doctor's office, which this is sold at, dermatologist's office, they're going to recommend to you if you've got thin skin, damaged skin, you're getting uneven skin tone, lines and wrinkles, deep lines and wrinkles, they're going to suggest microneedling. Why? Because microneedling actually goes ahead and plumps up the skin, firms up the skin, and it gives you a more refined, contoured look. Look at the difference this is going to make just after using this a couple times.
Isn't that amazing? And that's what's so exciting about this is think about this. This is turning on your skin's own response that it cannot deny. This works for every person, every skin type. Why? Because you know what? Some active ingredients work great on some people and not on others. There's not an active ingredient, a serum, a cream on the planet, and we make some of the best, Amy, that does for your skin what this tool does. I will tell you, one of my plastic surgeon friends who now carries GlowPro, he is absolutely, he's in Beverly Hills, he is the plastic surgeon to the stars. He doesn't even have his phone number listed. What does he recommend? If your neck is crepey, if your face has lost the volume, if you have skin spots, wrinkles, all of the aging signs, microneedling. And not just any microneedling, GlowPro. So when you're looking for the best and you're looking at the options, this is the original patented technology. I want to show you a picture of that patent so you know that you don't want to trust your face to anything but the best. This was our original version over 10 years ago that we filed the patent on. Look at the version now. You have the red LED light indicator. You have that vibrotactile stimulation. And what are we doing? Think about it. When you get a little, you know, a slice of piece of paper across your skin and you get that little point, right? What does your body do? It naturally starts producing those new cells.
It wants to go ahead and heal that cut. So we're going to show you here how this works creating microchannels. You turn it on, it's battery operated. It does not hurt.
Easy.
Like if you've ever had microneedling done before, which hurts, it's painful, but I'm telling you, it works miracles on skin that's damaged, skin that has lost firmness, that's very thin. We see everybody ordering, there's 1,000. That's it. Jamie is not back again until the the fall. So if you want to, and you really want to get in there, you know those lines and wrinkles.
yeah.
How many of us have the hollowness in our eyes? You're now receiving the tool to get in there. See where I'm really getting? To help firm and add volume where we've lost that volume, where our eyes have kind of sunk back into our head. So you're receiving here for the first time ever the new eye attachment as well as
and
the
that's
body.
sold out. Oh my gosh, that eye head
Think
is
about
sold
that.
out. It's
yeah,
amazing.
You only can get it in this kit, so you're receiving 2 heads. Remember, the unit's $200 just by itself. Now you're getting the 2 heads that you want, but we're gonna show you why this works, because Jamie has something in front of us that will really explain why you need to get this.
So what I want you to think about is all of these yummy candies that I've been snacking on back here. I want you to pretend that this is a blown up version of your skin cells, okay? So as you roll that tool across your skin, I want you to pretend that this silver instrument is one of those 540 stainless steel needles on your tool, literally creating these incredible penetration points in the skin. Look at this. I want you to think about this. As each one of these are created in the skin, when you pull it out, guess what? There's a channel left open. Your skin doesn't like open channels. So what does it do? It creates brand new skin cells to fill it in with new skin. New skin isn't spotted. New skin isn't wrinkled. It's firm. So you're creating all of this beautiful new skin, tricking the skin. And the amazing part about this, girls, is as those microchannels are closing, and put your serums and creams on right away. Why? Because they absorb 200 times better when they can now get down into the deepest layers of the skin. Think about it, Amy. If you're a gardener, would you ever just throw your tulip bulbs on the surface of the skin? Of course not. You would plant them in a microchannel. Unfortunately, in the industry, we have gotten to this place where we're just laying product on our skin and washing it off at night, wasting hundreds of dollars every single year. This ensures that your ingredients are finally getting down into the deepest layers of the skin where they're designed to work. So it's patented technology that's restoring your skin, firming, smoothing, and rejuvenating. And that's what's so incredible. As you gently roll that over the skin, you're painlessly creating thousands, literally thousands of microchannels in the skin that the skin is forced to create beautiful, new, firm skin in those uppers and then lower layers of the skin. And here's the deal. Microneedling, and we do this in the professional office, this is the same tool sold in dermatologists and plastic surgeons' office as GlowPro. See there, those serums and creams absorbing 200 times more effectively down into the deepest layers of the skin. Look at this.
I know. I mean, look at the spots, the uneven skin tone. Look around the eye area. Look at the forehead area. You know, there's a reason why dermatologists, plastic surgeons, everybody loves microneedling. It's been around for many, many years. We love it because we're able to increase the volume and density of our skin. What Jamie and her father are doing is actually tricking our skin.
Right.
Our skin actually thinks it's going to be punctured, but it never really does. So the skin hurry up in response by making more collagen, more elastin, and adding more volume and density back to our skin.
Right.
So if you've got lines and wrinkles, hollowness around the eye area, and you're saying, my skin is so thin, we need to build back volume and density. We're going to give you a 60-day unconditional money-back guarantee where you can just touch of a button, get in there. The first time you use this, you're gonna notice your creams, your serums, everything gets absorbed faster. But when you wake up in the morning, I told this to Jamie, I said, I cannot believe how much firmer my skin is.
After one use.
After one use. That's why New York Times has talked about this and said, this is the hottest new beauty tool. And what I love about it, Vogue has talked about this. Everybody's ranting and raving. Doctor's office, everybody's noticing a difference in their skin. But if you're not ordering, there's less than 1,000.
Oh my gosh.
If you open up the HSN card, here's what I love. You can take $40 off this. $40 off, so that brings it to $139. The tool alone is $200. So take a look around the eye area. You're now receiving 2 heads with this. You have the face as well as the eye head with it. So we've got about 10 minutes or a sellout, whatever happens first. You're not gonna see Jamie back until the fall. And that's it. This will never be back at this price. You'll see it for $200, especially at Nordstrom's, at Bergdorf's, at Saks, dermatologist's office, but you're not going to find it where you're getting the 2 roller heads at $179.
Look at this. I mean, if you recognize yourself in the before image, this is not hyaluronic acid. This is not a temporary plump. This is the power of microneedling. This is the power of stimulating microchannels in your skin to fill in with your own new firm skin cells. That's why when you go to your dermatologist or your plastic surgeon, you pay $700 on average. Literally, I just checked locally last week. $700 on average for one treatment. Look at those 11 lines. Gone in the after. That's what's amazing. So typically you buy one treatment or a pack of 6 is what they recommend. So you're in, Amy, a couple $1,000s.
Jeez.
A couple $1,000s. And then we wanted to bring this direct to retail. Even though we invented microneedling, it's where we started in the clinical space. We wanted to bring it direct because now, in the comfort of your own home, look at that nose to mouth line.
See,
gone.
that's what I love. And it's not temporary.
Gone.
This is permanent.
Yes.
Because our skin is making its own collagen and elastin. Right. That's what's remarkable about it. This is not a quick fix, even though it does happen rather quickly. It's permanent. So if it's nose to mouth that's driving you crazy, is it the laugh lines? Is it the crow's feet that's driving you crazy? Have your skin fix it itself. Right. That's what we're offering you tonight. So again, I use this. Even my mom says this. She can't believe I don't have the nose to line mouth.
It builds the volume back.
Because it builds the volume back. Same thing around the eye area. If that's driving you crazy, you can take off your head.
Neck.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the neck.
In fact, the plastic surgeon friend I was telling you about that is done, I can't even name the names of what he said, of the women that he's worked on, Academy Award-winning actresses. He said, Jamie, I have so many women that come in here, and you know what I say? Instead of spending $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, which is what I charge for major treatment, he said, I give them GlowPro, and I say, you need to start microneedling. I have women that use it above the breast to help lift that tissue on the decollete.
Yes.
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't even think about that either.
Brian is the one who told me that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. But the thing that I love is it's painless. That little microneedle head that you typically buy separate, you're getting today, which is amazing. And that can get those your 11 lines between the eyebrow, above the lip. That little head is a magic worker to get into those hard to reach places.
Really get in there too. Look how it really gets in there. Notice you're gonna start to see, her skin is gonna start to plump and firm. You're gonna notice it, you're gonna see your skin change right before your very eyes when you're using this in front of the mirror. So you can see almost 400 ordered. We have that many of you calling in.
Oh my gosh.
This is not even gonna make the clock. This is exciting. You know what I love? Even the sisters, the 3 sisters that start with the K, they were doing the microneedling. Everybody's been talking about it because it's a natural way for your skin to look younger. This is like having a permanent jar of anti-aging cream. It really is. Because what I love about it is your skin is making its own building structure. More collagen, more elastin. So you're gonna see a firmness and a plumpness and volume back that there isn't a cream in the world that's gonna do. You know why? Because this is going to have your skin make it itself. So your skin is responding to what it considers as micro-vertical injuries. Usually, we go ahead and use chemicals to resurface our skin. Or we go Maj, where we're using abrasive, or lasers.
In the New York Times, the front page, they did a full page article, which I was so grateful for, on GlowPro, and it said, the New York Times, which is the harshest. When I heard they were writing about it, so I was like, oh boy, you never know. They said, the wrinkle alternative to chemical peels and lasers. The wrinkle reducer alternative to chemical peels and lasers. If that doesn't say it all, are you kidding me? There it is, the New York Times, full page article. I couldn't believe it. Full page talking about this breakthrough technology. This is the original patented technology. Just this tool alone at Nordstrom, at Neiman Marcus, at Bergdorf Goodman sells out at $200 and worth every penny. Why? Because one microneedling treatment in the office is $600 to $700. So think about that.
And they make you buy a series. I want to point that out in order to get maximum results.
Absolutely.
So you have to buy a series. So we're going to start counting backwards here pretty soon with everybody ordering. This was actually taken, and I love that we're able to talk about this. This was actually taken from other department stores and plastic surgeons' office. This was supposed to launch the new packaging and everything with them. Here at HSN, just for Host Pick, we were able to do this. And I have to stress, if you are someone right now who wants firmness to your skin, you want natural cellular turnover, you want firmer skin, this beauty product is going to do all of that and more in one use, and it's permanently going to change your skin. This is not one of those quick little fixes. This is something that if you have tried every under eye cream and you're ready to see a plastic surgeon, stop. Before you do, I really want you to try GlowPro. Use it faithfully 3 times a week. Sometimes I take 10 seconds and I go right here,
me too.
and right here, and that's it, and I'm done. That's it. So I really want you to try it today and see in the morning when you wake up, oh my gosh, that line's decreased. Oh my gosh, what's going on with my eyes? People are gonna start commenting on your eyes, noticing the nose to mouth lines. Your skin is going to be firmer, whether it's a discoloration, whatever it is that you're unhappy with. This is your final chance until fall to pick this up at $35.80. So if you've ever considered getting the GlowPro, or you've read about microneedling, or you saw, you know, the pages of the New York Times ranting and raving. In fact, about the GlowPro, do you know Refinery 29 did an interview with me about GlowPro?
Oh my gosh.
They called and said, we watched a presentation, we want to interview you. So we did a whole interview on this product.
Amazing.
You've been interviewed countless times. It's
CBS.
had so many,
CBS was here.
That's right, CBS was here filming us live while we were actually selling the product live before it sold out last time Jamie was here. So this is receiving a lot of buzz in the industry. Why? Because it works.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter what your issue is, sagging skin, lines and wrinkles, discoloration of the skin, loss of firmness, whatever it is, your own skin can fix it. That's what I love. It's not like a chemical's going to fix it and it's temporary and I gotta keep buying it. This is something that your skin is fixing itself.
Because think about it, it's making new skin cells. When you get a paper cut, what happens? Your skin is forced to create that newness. New skins don't have the issues that old skin does. So over time, as you're using this, you're creating thousands of new skin cells, so you have this firmness, the volume back to your skin. I want you to take this around your neck as well, under the jawline, to really help firm up and contour that area. And the thing that I love that you said, Amy, is the first night, literally, you wake up, it's called GlowPro for a reason, you wake up with the glow. Every single person who's used this, who loves this, we have literally some of the biggest influencers and bloggers in the world. One of them, Wayne Goss, I know that he did last week, he did a 5 must-have beauty products that I cannot live without. GlowPro was the only beauty tool. And let me just tell you, these guys normally charge $60,000. $60,000 for, we have paid zero. We've never paid an advertiser, we've never paid an influencer, and some of the biggest are playing and talking about GlowPro. I want to show you one thing on my hand really fast, because we've talked a lot about the tool on its own, all of these images that you're seeing.
Wait till you see this.
But take a look at this. So I'm going to microneedle my hand, and again, I'm going to do this 10 seconds because we're really getting tight on quantity here, and I'm sorry about that. But here you go. So I'm going to microneedle this hand. I'm not microneedling this hand, okay? So I'm going to take product. I'm going to put it on my non-microneedled hand. I did not microneedle this hand. And I'm going to even let it sit. I'm going to give it a little extra time to sit, okay? More time to absorb. Look at this. Put it on this hand. I microneedled this hand.
Watch how fast your products...
Hello.
Look at the difference.
Hello.
Do you see that? So all your products are going to work better? It's almost...
Because they can actually get into the skin.
See, I know, Jamie.
This is what happens. You are really, literally lubing up your bathroom sinks with hundreds of dollars of product over the course of a year, maybe thousands depending upon how much you spend. I don't care if you spend $10 or $1,000 on a product, do not let it sit on the surface of your skin. If you want those active ingredients that are only designed to work in the deepest